Hey everyone, it's Clint. Welcome to Sweetcast. And we finished off the campaign. It is in demand. This is no surprise. The campaign is still going to be available for backers to get in up until the point where we're shipping the book. However, we're making some good progress. Now the focus is not on sales and it has moved over to production. So that's the goal. And I know I'm going to be spending a lot more time working on the comic as opposed to so much time working on sitting on live streams. So I wanted to do maybe a little bit of recap and some reflection on how this campaign went. I think people find this stuff interesting or useful. So a few things here. $83,000. This is by far my most successful campaign. It's more than double what Downcast Rise and Fall is, even after the prolonged period of in demand. So that's fantastic. I'm very, very pleased with that. Excuse me. I'm very pleased with that outcome. A few things I want to point out. I talked a little bit about crowdfunding and sustainability, and really crowdfunding is primarily for people that are early adopters or at least on the fence. Whatever that class is right after early adopters, there's also those, that group of people. And so they're the ones that you really want to impress and give them good reasons to be early adopters, and that goes a long way. We've joked a lot about the book plate that comes with this collector's bundle, but I have to say I think that was clutch. Like that was a good way to make this more special for those people. And I know we're only talking about 108 people right here, but that is a big deal for 108 people to be spending $100 each as opposed to $25, which we have over 1,000 backers. That's insane. I'm beside myself looking at some of these numbers. Anyway, so early adopters, and obviously these are also early adopters, and so making sure that they are getting their books signed as well, and it is something special. And so yeah, that's important. I think I want to emphasize that a little bit more and give people a reason why a crowdfunding campaign is a bigger deal and how you can add more value to that. And so that's one thought. Another thought as well with sustainability is, I've been working on my YouTube channel. I've been streaming so much though, and streaming is really bad for channel growth because they're just really long videos essentially, and so it messes your channel up in the algorithm. Generally speaking, my bread and butter has been on making regular 10-minute videos. More people watch those videos. I have way more reach than I do with live streams, but live streams are very effective for instant sort of like feedback, and we're trying to hit this goal. They're fun. They're a nice way to sort of develop community and have better relations with the community aspect of it. But at the same time, for growing and growth and getting out to more people, there's nothing like just making regular videos, and that's just YouTube. So for me, I'm gonna go back to not doing nearly as many live streams. I know it ends up being a lot of people want me to promote their books, and that's cool. I get it, but I got to grow the channel. That's the most important thing. That's the foundation of making comics, making independent comics. So I'm gonna sort of shift there a little bit. Probably just probably go back to doing one live stream a week. I think that's okay. Anyway, but campaign mode shifting into production mode. So another thing, and I got some really good advice from a bunch of different people that are farther along the trail than I am here. And something important is that in the equation, and this really got emphasized during this campaign, if your success depends upon somebody else, something that you can't control, then that's really no way to run a comic business, long term. You can get one book published and printed and successfully funded, and spend your time hustling and going from stream to stream and depending upon other people to get your book funded. You can do that, and that's it works. But I don't think it's a good idea for sustainable, continuous growth. I think that you have to be able to, like, those kinds of things are nice. They're a perk. They're, additional funding that you can run across. But I don't think it's something that I would ever want to count on. That's for sure. For example, I wouldn't want to count on, like, I have to be on Ethan's stream to make my goal. That's so crucial. It's such a linchpin of my success. You cannot do that, and I think that's why you'll see creators get very, very frustrated. They have a book, it looks good, they put it out there, and they're confused as to why they're not getting more attention and why they're not getting more success and more money because their book looks good. Uh, that's because you have no platform, and everything comes down to the platform. So I'm very grateful for all the people that helped me out. Ethan is one of them. Tug, that umbrella guy, he's another guy that helped out. Your boy Zach gave our campaign shout outs in his regular videos, and I saw backers come in when that happened. Um, and so many more. Billy Tucci, many of the smaller channels. I went on with Comics Perch, that got me more backers. Peter Cimetti, I feel like I'm giving an Oscar speech right now. The point is, there are a ton of people that were willing to share their platforms and helped us make Fatal as big of a success as it has been so far, and I do appreciate that. But something that's been really emphasized for me is that I cannot count on it. Like, it really should not be part of the plan. It's great. It's happy when it happens, but it's not shouldn't and it is not part of the plan in order to be successful. So I don't really want to continue and turn around and grow my YouTube channel a little bit more, and that's going to happen by not making videos like this kind of content. But bear with me, I'm shifting gears. Okay. So that's Fatal. I've been thinking about the next stretch goal. We did reach our 80,000 stretch goal, which feels great. It worked out great. We ended up with 83,000. So that was fantastic. I wanted to put together a 90K stretch goal right here and put it in the campaign so everyone knew what it was, but it just felt rushed. 90K, I've got a little bit of time. So I want to get some pricing. I want to figure it out and really put some thought into it and make a 90K stretch goal that people are going to love. So I will announce it. So thank you. So appreciate you if you supported the campaign. If anything else, that's the one thing you're depending upon other people for, is the fans, the readers, the individuals who are actually clicking on the button that says back it, and they're backing the campaign and they're supporting it. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. And so if you back this campaign, you are part of this. You made this happen. It's crazy to have 1,612 backers. That's massive. We're back up at the top of the trending list, and that was thanks to the end of the campaign and getting a little bit of promotion from Indiegogo, of course. But it's cool to see, like, even right here, Replicator 3, Rob Arnold has done 3 campaigns, and he's really focused and honed in on how can he maximize his ability to get out there and make his platform bigger. And so he did that just here. In doing that, I mean, he said that he made more in the first 2 days than he did in all of the entire campaign of the previous Replicator campaign. So that's fantastic, and he still has 28 days left to go. So very impressive. Charlie's London is another one who's doing fantastic. I don't know what this is in dollars. There we go. Almost 30 grand right there. So very, very good. That's fantastic for a first time campaign. So I'm seeing successes everywhere. I'm also seeing disappointments. I hear from people that reach out, and I'm sorry, I haven't been able to promote everyone's book because I'm trying to promote my book. And I get it, but I think the one thing I just want to share is that I think it's really important to focus on what platform do you have. It does take some time to build it up. I'm still obviously growing. I'm not exactly where I want to be completely yet, but I'm getting there, and I've made big progress. So I'm very happy about that. What else did I want to say about Indiegogo? There are a few other metrics I want to check out. And one of those is doing a 60-day campaign in two halves, if that matters. Uh, I will say I think doing a 60-day campaign is a good idea. I'm not sure that doing 30 and then extending it to another 30 is really matters. But a 60-day campaign does matter, because if you're going to open it in demand anyway, I think it's better to have a bigger dollar amount for your initial fund raised. It just gets people talking. Uh, I I don't know. Over time, especially if you have a platform, it makes sense. So I'm gonna go against the grain here and say 60-day campaign is probably the way to go. Most campaigns, they'll tell you, most Kickstarter advice, you should do a 30-day campaign because on average you make more money. I don't know if it's Indiegogo. I don't know what it is, but I just disagree with that. I don't think it's true. You are going to make more money if you do a 60-day campaign. And part of that is just because you have more days to be out there making videos, talking to people, posting things on Twitter, so on and so on and so on. One thing I should say about Twitter and how to effectively use Twitter, I have found that there were moments that Twitter is a great reminder. Um, and that's how it can be used very effectively. Don't get into fights with people on Twitter. If you're posting good content on Twitter, people like your tweets, they find it interesting. I think that can be a great way of giving people content. um, I think especially as of late, someone like Donald DeLay, he posts some of the grossest stuff and the weirdest stuff on Twitter, but it gets people talking and it sort of builds out his personality. I don't see him on videos very often, but he's always posting stuff about pineapple pizza, about whatever. They're generally uh, non-controversial topics, but they're topics that everyone has an opinion on, like how to cook a steak properly. He likes his well done, believe it or not. And so they're just stuff like that. So I think that can be a useful tool for the platform, but you have to be uh, very strict about how you use it, and you want to put out content that people are enjoying, brightens their day a little bit, they're going to interact with, and then you turn around when the time comes and you ask them for some support. And so I think I could use Twitter more effectively, but posting reminders and updates about the campaign, it's just another route to get to people, and it reminds people. And it's also a good feedback mechanism, because I did get to hear back from backers about, hey, what about this perk? Things like that. So Twitter has been useful for that. The big thing is just don't fight with people on Twitter, like, ever. There's no reason. Just don't fight with people on Twitter. It's a bad idea. Um, yeah, that was a bit of a recap. I realize it's been a little all over the place, but essentially, I just want to make this video because it's Sunday. This would be a cell phone video, but I just wanted to say thank you for the success of the campaign. Yes, you can still back it. The link's in the description below. I hope you will back it, and we want to keep pushing this to 90K and to 100K. I think if we can hit $100,000, then it's just going to be a massive success. That means that I can go into making more Fatal books with a lot more confidence. And in the meantime, I'm going to really try and focus on growing this YouTube channel, and just we'll see how the next one goes. So appreciate you, all of you. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video, and fewer live streams probably, but don't worry, they'll happen as well. So thanks, and I'll see you next time.